kill the mics for now. Yeah, it's streaming, and now we will be. We need to share this somewhere.
Yes.
Should I show? Should I show them? Basically.
Okay. Yeah.
Should I show this?
Yeah. Yeah. I think so.
Today we're going to be 46 players, and tomorrow we should hopefully be 62. We'll see how the numbers turn out tomorrow. What happens today is that the top 8 from today will qualify for the top 16 on Sunday, and those who do not qualify, you can play in a hangout game on Sunday as well. But we'll get into that later today. Some information for all of you. If you arrive in the car and park outside here behind the building, you're allowed to park there for 5 hours, which means that after 5 hours you have to go out and chase or move the car back.
Which means that I should go and chase the
after 5 o'clock, parking is free for the rest of the day. So basically, after 5 hours, go change the meter and then return again. Smoking is allowed outside at the parking lot. If you eat or drink anything that's not sold yet, you have to eat it and drink it outside in the parking lot. Anything you buy
Streaming health. Doesn't show.
Just don't eat at the tables. We don't want the tabletop to be too dirty. We have to use them in tomorrow. Let's see, power cards. We should do extra power cards, which basically means that if you complete all 6 games today,
actually you should have the link here because sometimes this is not. You should have the stream open.
There's no Wi-Fi access. We have Wi-Fi, but we reserve it for the streaming. So if you need to use your phone,
what's it's 820 megs.
Damage deck. Before the first game, please check your opponent's damage deck to make sure that all damage cards are present. Let's see. Our sponsor for the stream is Staal. It's a local store that sells basically all the kind of plastic crap we buy.
Okay.
And they've been sponsoring some gift for us.
Can you just
no, there's no sound. I have both out.
Okay.
Because otherwise they
Yeah,
would hear.
no.
Right now, I have done the parents around 1, and basically it's ready and it's up on the event page for the
Go, because we need to make the list. Go change the card so we can make the list. And should I share somewhere the list?
Yes. In case we can go to the Nordics event, and round 1 parents is up there. I haven't found the guys for the streaming table yet, but I will. A second note about damage deck. Some of your opponents might have a damage deck that looks weird. They are sanctioned by the TO, but you can veto it if you don't want to play against other people's weird damage decks. But they have been sanctioned by the TOs, and basically they just have double arm, just like the official Darth Vader damage deck. But you will see them around. Most of them will probably be pink and with the Copenhagen logo. I'll be your marshal today, and today's score judge will be Lasse. So if you need a TO, shout for him. I might show up too. I might show up before him. But basically, what Lasse says goes. And if you want to argue with a higher power, you can call me in, and then I'll say Lasse is right. I expect everybody to have a fun and casual attitude today. No cheating, no foul language, except for the ones I use. I hope everybody is ready to win. Yes? What? Quick advice? Is it the ones from... yes, they are. As long as you don't use them on the stream. On the stream, you have to use the carded ones. I don't think I've missed anything, but if you have any questions, now's the time. Excellent. I aim towards beginning no later than 12:15, but I'll have to have the printer up and running, and I have to find the first match for the streaming table. But at no later than 12:15,
Where do you want us to share the link for the stream? Where do you want us to share the link for the stream?
Jeg tænker vores egen og Sveriges i hvert fald.
that's what people are thinking back at home. Well, something is happening. You can hear us now.
Send mig eventuelt linket i en messengerbesked, så
Okay.
deler jeg det stort set, hvor I synes, at det skal lægges.
Okay, I'll just send it to you then. I'll just send it to Paul. What is the link? It's this one?
This is the one I posted.
Yes. Yes. All right. I will now hopefully get some lists.
Yeah. And I will run and pee because I've been holding up. All right, I'm gonna put the banner up. think how to do this.
What? Why?
It's because they all look the same. They're all TIE fighters.
Yeah. Why the hell can't I find veteran instincts here? Come on. There. Electronic baffle. Electronic baffle. Pattern analyzer.
To put numbers. With numbers, I'll never stop. I can't handle.
Special ops training title and lightweight frame. Backdraft, he has veteran instincts. He has veteran instincts, he has special ops training, and he has lightweight frame. We have the Epsilon leader with nothing, and we have youngster with rage. What? Who the hell is double edge? It's an aggressor. Yeah. Okay, now they're even starting to fly with ships I've never seen.
And I was thinking there's gonna be no Imperials. Bam! How did Paul choose me? Let's see. Now we have to be careful what we say.
Yeah. Are we up?
No. Aye, we can't see.
I said the first one.
Alright, we send the first one.
Yeah. sending you the second string for the overlay.
Do you have table audio?
No.
That's good because they're just gonna be swearing all the time.
I mean, yeah, we're just gonna have a little bit of ambient for this.
Yeah.
Mm,
Are you posting the link?
It's already posted.
It's already posted everywhere, or just? in the event?
We gave it, so we posted it in the Danish group and in the Swedish group, and then we gave the link to Paul. And once he will set it up in the
Yeah, but I was
international
thinking
group.
put it out everywhere.
Yeah,
like we
yeah,
have.
no, definitely.
Great. So it's in the event. I'm gonna steal it there.
It's in the group itself. So it's in the Swedish
It's in the Swedish and the Danish
and
group.
the Copenhagen Next Wing. Yeah.
Good luck.
Thank you, and you too with your buy.
I'm already have 1-1, so I mean.
already killed the youngster. All right, let's see. Is
And
it?
the second string is sent.
All right.
I'll keep the lists here.
Sander.
I'll just go and check that it's actually their names.
All right. So there's one ship with a yellow tag.
Mm-hmm.
That is the Epsilon leader.
Okay.
What the hell does he do? I can't remember what he does.
That's Felix Lipp. We have it here. Epsilon leader at the start of the combat phase, remove one stress from friendly ship, and it's because Youngster has rage.
Mm. All right. And youngster is here to give rage to everyone.
Yes.
So everyone rages, and then Epsilon leader takes
No,
one of
no,
those.
no, no. Youngster allows other ships to use the action that he has.
Yeah. So they all take the stress from rage. They all rage, and then Epsilon leader absorbs one of those stresses at the beginning.
For each friendly ship. Yeah, exactly. So they actually
Have to do a green.
and then they clear stress.
All right, and then the other. All right, now I need to do studio mode here. Overlay.
Why can't we see the ships at all?
Huh?
They took the ships away. I was like, what? Where are the ships?
Yeah, and okay, it looks good. If I put it like
Yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah. It's good.
And yeah, let's go. Let's go into phase. Should we get
Yep.
started? I'll have to just make sure these are.
Mhm.
I think they're.
So, welcome. This is Claus Staal.
And this is Angelo Gonzalez.
We are today streaming live from the Nordics 2017. That's the national championships for Denmark, Sweden, Norway, and Finland. We're expecting 6 rounds of Swiss today, and we already have our first round set up. We have Felix Castellano and David Sandberg. They will be facing off. It's Imperials against Imperials. That's quite unusual.
Well, this is the first match, and anything can happen. We might crash, and we might not be able to do our job, but we're doing our best. But I am shocked. Two imperialists.
Yeah.
That's not what I expected.
And two very funky imperialists.
Yeah.
I think the only ship that we expected to see quite a lot of today was Quick Draw. One of the new fan favorites. It was really interesting. I remember when Quick Draw came out with the Thai SF, that everybody was talking about how Quick Draw was never going to be used. It was such a lousy ship with a lousy dial.
I thought that, I must confess.
And now he's one of the reoccurring ships for imperialists. All right, should we just quickly go through the list?
Yes, let's see which tricks each player is gonna employ.
Yeah. So we have Felix Castellanos' list. It's
on the left.
Yeah, it's Quick Draw with VI, electronic baffle, pattern analyzer, special ops training, and lightweight frame. Then he's accompanied by Backdraft, also with VI, special ops training, and lightweight frame. Youngster with Rage, and Epsilon Leader with nothing.
Right, but he does a lot with nothing.
Yeah, that's true. It's a relatively cheap ship, and he works very well with the idea of Youngster's Rage, and hopefully he will boost both Backdraft and Quick Draw. Looking at David Sandberg's list, it's also a TIE fighter list, but this time with the Omicron group pilot. It's Mauler Mythil with Snapshot. It's Zeta Leader with Snapshot.
Can we begin with the asteroid deployment, or should we wait?
What did they say?
I asked you, and I haven't asked them.
Okay, I'll just go check.
All right, the players are eager to start. We're gonna see if we have permission to go. It should be in 1 minute that all the games will start.
We have a few players, primarily from Sweden, who thought that we were going to start 12:30 because that's what the Olympics says. So that's right. We just wanted to start earlier, but we can. So we'll wait for them to get here, and once they're here, we will start at 12:30. So take the time to relax and be back here at 12:30 if you want to go out and train. One last thing. When you finish the game, both of you should have score slips that are scored cards. The winner bring both of them to me and then bring it back to his opponent afterwards. I only want to see one person bringing them in, and we will do it where you check in at leasing. So just bring them out there and then return. And leave the pens at the table where you find them. Thank you.
All right, I don't know if you could hear this, but the start-off has been delayed for 15 more minutes. Some players will be arriving soon. So we're gonna wait a bit to see if everyone is in their stations.
Yes, sorry, I'm back. There was a bit of a misunderstanding with the starting time of the tournament, because we were planning to start the tournament around 12 o'clock, but in the official papers it said 12:30. So we still have a few players that have signed up for today's flight one of two flights in the Nordics 2017. And we are waiting for them to arrive. So there's a bit of commotion in the hall right now with players eagerly anticipating to get started. Shall we just finish up on on the list?
Let's look at the lists.
Yeah. So we'll start all over with David Sandberg's list to the right. It's Mauler Mythil with Snapshot. It's Zeta Leader with Snapshot. It's Double Edge, a TIE Aggressor with Ruthlessness, Twin Laser Turret, and Lightweight Frame. And it's the OMG pilot with Collision Detector, Ion Cannon, and General Hux. That's an interesting list. Of course, with General Hux, or with the Omicron group pilot supposed to hand out focuses and assign fanatical devotion. I don't know which ship is. It's sort of. It has a lot of tricks in it. it's a bit difficult to see which ship you should engage first. And getting close to Molar Mythil and Satellite with their snapshot could potentially be a bit dangerous.
Yeah.
In particular, if they have been boosted by General Hux.
Does Molar Mythil's ability giving one more additional attack die at range 1 work with the snapshot itself?
Yeah, it should, right? Because it says when attacking at range 1, roll one additional attack die, and snapshot is basically you may perform this attack. So I assume that of course is one of the tricks that works very well with snapshot.
So at range 1 he becomes like 2 ships.
Yeah,
putting pressure
he
on
becomes
the
a
opponent.
4 red dice primary. All right. So as mentioned, we are today waiting for the first round of the first flight of 2 flights that will be run Friday today and tomorrow Saturday, with the second flight starting a bit earlier than we did today. It's supposed to be tomorrow somewhere close to 64 players, and I think that today we have 48 players. So that's going to be quite interesting. We are right now in the setup of the game. We have Felix and David setting up asteroids. Felix setting up an asteroid here. Yeah, right now there's a lot of noise and running around because people they're getting started. They're waiting for the startup. The damage decks that will be used by the participants, it's damage decks provided by the local Copenhagen X-Wing group. That's why the damage decks they look a bit funky. But they have been approved by both players and they have been approved by the tournament organizer. So there shouldn't be any problems in the damage decks. We'll see all the direct hits that we need to see. All right, asteroids being placed. Now we are only some 10 minutes away from launch, so get ready to see some Imperial action.
And we have a clutter of quite big asteroids in the middle, some debris.
Yeah.
It's like the players clearly are not afraid of flying into.
Oh no! They have centered them quite nicely, right?
Felix, he wants to keep formation, so Epsilon leader can start absorbing the stress from everybody.
Exactly. He wants to keep him at range 1.
Youngster's ability, does it need range to activate, or is it an ability that any TIE fighter can just use up?
Yeah, it's at range 1 to 3, right? So all friendly TIE fighters at range 1 to 3, they may perform the action that Youngster is equipped with on his elite or EPT, which in this instance is rage. So they can all at range 1 to 3 rage.
All right.
And that means that essentially they will of course gain 2 stress from rage, but on the other hand they will shed 1 stress if being at range of Epsilon leader, and if they do a green maneuver they will get rid of 2 stress tokens.
Yep.
So that's quite an interesting tech if he can get it up and running.
Yeah. And electronic baffle allows for more shedding of stress.
Yeah. It's basically burning stress tokens, right?
Hvor har du delt linket henne? Har du delt det nogen steder?
I Copenhagen X-Wing-gruppen er det smidt op nu, og jeg tror noget jeg smed det op i Sweden X-Wing-gruppen. Nej, det gør jeg ikke.
Så kun i Copenhagen X-Wing.
Men jeg kan se, at Andreas Carlsen har smidt det op i...
I den svenske også?
Ja.
Fint. Så
All right. I think that we will just check up on our streaming participants, and then we will return as soon as the round gets started. We'll start our live commentary again.
Yeah. There is a live chat for the streaming, and we would appreciate some feedback if there's any problems. We can see that YouTube is informing us that internet is struggling a little bit right now, so it might have a little bit delay, but we will appreciate any comments to help us if there's sound or if there's some image default problems. I can already see that one of the lists couldn't load completely.
Yeah.
The Zeta leader, as we announced, has 2 upgrades, but we are not able to display it due to the overlay. It's simply a problem of the overlay. All right, we will come back soon in 8 minutes.
See you. Should I close down mine or? Should I close down my internet and then?
Yeah, I mean, unless we just need to check sometimes if the ships have any contradictions between themselves. But this is gonna be a long day. 32-hour watching. Well, hello.
Hello.
You got a nice opponent.
I'm judging today. Tomorrow.
Why are you judging?
Yeah. Tomorrow I will be playing.
Yeah, it's a little slow. Video output is low.
Is this
Yeah.
that's how it looks on the interwebs.
It's like 8 seconds delayed, but
Did it just delete both of the lists?
no one knows. But if you save them, then just load them up.
8 seconds delay.
Yeah, from like he's now doing this.
Yeah, but it's gonna make it difficult to comment unless you're commenting right here. If
No,
you're
no,
commenting here.
We're commenting here, and the sound goes at the same
Of
time.
course.
Let's
So
see
everything
the
is delayed.
table.
Nice.
Ooh, they're starting up there. All right. That's really tight. I can push the camera up a bit, or I can remove this shadow. No, I can't actually.
It's just gonna.
We
It's
have
nice-
to.
nice
We have
of
to. Once we start, we have to remember to say that it's sponsored by Faust.
How do you remove shield tokens and stuff?
Hmm?
How do you remove shield tokens and stuff like that?
It's just clicking on them. They just go down if I click.
Okay, so that's the thing. X-Wing stream UI.
Yeah.
Test table to you. Okay.
So I just click and they.
Nice.
And if I do this, they also highlight. The problem is that, as you can see, it's very difficult to know who's who.
Oh, yeah.
They really. It's so crazy that there's no markers. They're just relying on the numbers of the pilots to know which ship is what. For us, it's almost impossible to know who's who.
That's why.
But that's the part of the
That's
game.
why a lot of the people that stream a lot, they use different color bases.
Yeah, I mean, at least there's a yellow here, which is who. It's the. Let me move the
There's a
shadows.
lot of
a little.
ties actually on one table.
I need to
Yeah.
know who this
There's
green
one,
is.
one table with 7 Ossituks.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna find out who this green is, because then I can change the color.
See you later.
See you.
No, probably is the Z. No, it's the aggressor. Which is a problem because he has 4 ships and we have the aggressor doesn't appear.
What?
The aggressor doesn't appear.
But it wasn't the list, right? Yeah, double edge here.
Could it be that?
No, he's there in the 4th line, in the string.
Okay, I'm gonna redo the whole thing. Felix Christian Davidson. Come on. Alright, so this, give me black, just so it's not messed up. And here, pray. Pray that the aggressor loads.
Has 28 views now.
Could be worse. Come on. No. Thai aggressor just refuses to load. Thai aggressor not found. So it's maybe too new for this.
That
They-
could mean that there's a lot of the ships because the Thai aggressor came at the same time as the Aussie Tuck, which is basically constantly there.
We'll just have to comment on it. Alright. And then, what was the Castellano? Something Castellano?
Felix.
Whoops. C.
Is it
Alright.
Castellano or Nos? His name is
I think it's
Nos.
Nos?
Yeah, Castellanos with an OS.
Alright, so this is his list. And then it was the epsilon that was yellow. And everyone else is red. All right. Studio mode. Give me the board. Yeah, we just don't have the Thai aggressor. So we'll have to do some trips to confirm. And the Thai aggressor had anything?
Yes. And we are back. Once again, this is Claus Staal
And Angelo Gonzalez.
doing live commentary and live streaming from X-Wing Nordics 2017. The tournament takes place in Taastrup, right outside of Copenhagen, the capital of Denmark. It's a live stream sponsored by Faro Cigar, one of our large gaming stores in the heart of Copenhagen. So a big thank you to Faro Cigar for making this stream possible. And of course, a big thank you to everyone who's tuning in and watching the stream. As Angelo said before we took a small break, was if anybody has any commentary, if you have comments, suggestions, problems, then please write us in the live chat. Right now we are ready to start. We have Felix and David setting up their list. As you can see in David Sandberg's list, we have had a bit of problems with loading his Thai aggressor. So just so everybody is up to speed, it's a 4-ship list with Mauler Mythal, with Zeta Leader, with Double Edge, the Thai aggressor, and with the OMGP Omicron Group Pilot, with Collision Detector, Iron Cannon, and General Hux. So it's two very interesting lists. They look like they want to joust each other.
Yeah, but the aggressor is kind of disengaging from the from the block.
Yeah, he has his TLT, and he doesn't mind running and peppering whoever is pursuing him with TLT shots.
And the Omicron pilot is going ahead or side to side. That's kind of interesting. He's going to support Zeta leader and Mauler Mittel.
Yeah, yeah. I think that also he needs a bit of he needs a meat shield in there, right? And also, I think he's very well aware of the fact that he needs to have more red dice. So maybe we should just mention that the mat that is being used is actually the Coruscant Open mat. That's the mat that was played on during the Systems Open this year. It's lent to us by Thomas, one of the local players. He won it in a Twitter competition, as far as I remember, or an Instagram competition maybe, that FFG ran in order to promote interesting list and deck list builds. So we've been lucky enough to borrow this quite amazing mat and quite unique mat for our streaming.
It's quite fancy.
Yeah. All right. Right now they are moving very close to the edge. That's why it can be a bit difficult to see the ships. It's the Omicron Group pilot in the top. They're putting down dials. Let's see.
There's going to be some dice rolling on round 2. I'm especially curious. I'm curious if Mauler Mittel is going to make a move and try to get at range 1.
Yeah.
Or if he's going to be blocked.
If he's going to try and jump forward, at least he wants to place himself in range of his snapshot, right? So maybe let's see if Mauler Mittel, because now we also with the PS advantage of quick draw and backdraft. So basically, it's of course the Omicron Group pilot moving first, then double edge.
Yeah, maybe he's going for some blocks.
Yeah, it could be, and also as we talked about, simply getting the Omicron Group pilot in there to provide for 4 extra red dice at range 1, right? Because right now he's at the risk of being outgunned if he goes into head-on assault.
It isn't likely that the ion cannon is actually gonna do much control in this game with so much evade dice on the other side. But Hux will definitely boost the support for David's list.
Yeah, but I also think that how is it actually? Can Hux choose the Omicron Group pilot? Because it's choose up to 3 friendly ships. He could choose himself, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And
I
that
mean
would of course mean that that if he decides to shoot with the iron cannon, he will get a hit in, most likely, right?
Yeah.
That could, and then he will follow with double edge, and then Youngster and Epsilon, Felix, 2 ships, they will move.
A normal TIE fighter, the minimum you can move is 2. So they're quite fast ships.
Yeah, they move super fast.
But the special ops TIE fighters, can they move slower?
Yes, they can.
They are a bit harder to block.
Yeah, they're a bit tricky, right? Let's see. I'm not really sure what he's planning. Let's see here.
Alright, but Youngster and Epsilon leader are at safe range.
Yeah. That's an interesting. They are definitely up for some head-on action.
Yeah. Ranging is happening. He must have brought a bag of stress tokens.
Yeah, fully loaded up with stress tokens.
Alright, so quick draw can move 1 forward or 2 forward. It's an unusual slow ship for a TIE fighter.
Let's see here. It's really interesting to see what Felix and David are up to. So David is basically flying his ship in formation, trying to keep them as close as possible to get as many red dice as possible, and whoever decides to run into his range 1 snapshot arc. That's wait, I'm just experiencing a bit of problems here, but I'll solve it as soon as possible. All right.
Alright, that is definitely range 1. Which means snapshot will activate
Yeah, and
right now
let's see, he rolls.
with the extra dice.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Focus cannot be turned, so it's just a hit.
Yeah, but they can't modify them. But he had 1 evade and 2 hits.
The question is, who was he attacking? So that was 2 shields. So this is the peculiarity of the snapshot effect. Not all ships finished their movement and has already been shot. And now Claus is checking up on the ships that have been shot, which should be backdraft. Should have lost 2 shields, and now quick draw. So backdraft plus 2 shields. And now quick draw was also shot with snapshot.
Yeah, but he evaded all. So he rolled 1 hit on his snapshot, and quick draw rolled 1 evade. So no damage on quick draw.
Yeah, and now the first one to shoot would be quick draw with power skill 11.
Yeah. Ooh, and they've been raging. That could hurt. And he has a focus.
Yeah, 4 hits for 1, so it has to be the Omicron.
Yeah.
So that's 4 through.
Ooh, that Omicron might be gone in just 1 round of shooting.
Yeah.
Oof. That was
This could be a quick
a
match.
nasty joust.
But if you go head to head with quick draw,
Yeah.
nothing good can.
Bad things happen.
And right now, could he? I mean, when does he does the electronic baffle to shoot again? Because
He would have to burn it as he receives his stress token, right? So yeah, it's immediately when he receives a stress or an iron token, he can suffer 1 damage to discard that token.
all right, then to spend or not to spend, we got 4 hits for 1 evade.
So
There's gonna be some damage. So there was 1 shield and 2 hull.
ooh, that's. Do you think we'll see the end of the lambda this turn?
Yeah. It already got half points.
But it did not receive any critical hits, did it? No, no crits going in on the Lambda. So that's the shot from backdraft. Now comes the shot from. Is he firing again now, or is
Okay,
that
so maybe that was 2 shots from quick draw
yeah?
with the
And
electronic baffle.
now is the second shot from backdraft.
Which means
the shot from backdraft. Yeah.
all right, let's see how many hits. 3.
Focus 3. Yeah. But he's not shooting at the Lambda shuttle, is he?
No. And
Maybe he's not in arc.
yeah, one would expect him to focus fire, so most likely he's not.
Yeah, that's surprising. But it could be that backdraft simply is not. But that can't be.
I have to admit that this first cloud of shooting is quite complicated to follow, because not only are they in a tricky position, but the ships don't have easy markings.
No, it's not easy to identify them from one another. It's one big blur of ships right now.
Felix ships have some red little poles, and and of course we can't see the pilot skill.
All right, let's see how David's reaction to this will be. If he can get some good shots in.
Yeah, he has Muller and Zeta on the shooting.
Do you think go and backdraft and simply take the shots he can, and then reorganize his ships and go back for a better strike or a second round of jousting and see if he can kill off the rest of the ships?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be very easy to run away from from quick draw and backdraft. They're going to put some hurt. But let's see. We've got the TIE aggressor putting only 1 hit. Let's see if looks like 1 evade.
Yeah.
But maybe we should just confirm the shields, because the stream was a bit slow and we probably missed out some shots. These are definitely 2 challenging lists to have on the first match to follow up the game. According to the meta right now, I was expecting a lot of 2-ship builds, so it was quite a surprise to have 4 ships on each side, and especially Imperial, which are not really making their way into the meta right now. So it's refreshing in a way, but also surprising. So let's see if this is a quick match where fragile ships just shoot each other. All right. So it seems like the Epsilon leader has put some hurt on the Omicron, and it's left with 1 hull.
Yeah, when you snooze, you lose. A lot of things happen. I just had to go out and confirm the status of the.
So the Omicron is left with 1 hull.
Yeah.
From this first engagement, and
no crits taken, but not a lot of hull left. And we have Mauler Mythil, no damage taken. We have Youngster No Molemethyl, no damage taken. Zeta Leader, no damage taken. Thai Aggressor, no damage taken, but an almost dead Omicron. And then we have Quick Draw with 0 shields on him, but no damage. We have Backdraft with 1 shield left on him. We have Youngster, no damage taken. And we have Epsilon Leader, who's actually dead.
All right, so that was quick. We barely saw how he disappeared. So we had David concentrating on the Epsilon Leader. Therefore, there's going to be a lot of stress accumulated if they want to use Rage. This is the problem with lists that have a lot of handshakes between the ships, is that you can cripple the whole idea of the list by taking out a key element. And in this case, Epsilon Leader shedding stress for free of all the other 3 ships, and Youngster allowing them all to rage, getting 2 stress, but also rerolls and focuses. So now the combo is kind of compromised, but let's see if they can just bring the hurt even without that specific combo.
Yeah, I just want to confirm that it was 7 to die.
So the Omicron survived, taking 9 hits, and the Epsilon Leader couldn't take it.
All right, that's so the connection right now is a bit weak, which means that there is a really long refresh time on the stream, and of course we're very sorry about that, but we will try and see if we can get it to work optimally as soon as possible. Sorry for any inconvenience. We hope that you'll still manage to keep up, and that you will tune in on the stream.
So Omicron is bumping on Quick Draw.
Yeah. He wants to keep him alive.
Yeah.
Hoping that Quick Draw is doing either a 1 or a 2 forward. I think that he miscalculated that one. I think that Quick Draw is going to jump out of there.
But right now, of course, we can see that the Thai aggressor is running away. But right now, if Moller Mittel would snapshot, if he bumped up in his own Omicron, he would still have Quick Draw at range 1.
That is true, and he
That
would
would
still
be
be able to activate his snapshot.
That would be an interesting
Yeah.
surprise, considering Quick Draw is with 3 hull left.
But the question is whether or... Yeah, it's of course if... but if Quick Draw, he does a 3 forward, he would still clear stress and he would still get a rear shot, right?
Let's see. It's going to be the last one to move.
Where is he going now?
All right, so we got 1 bump from Backdraft. No, from Youngster.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe it was strategic. We have to see where Backdraft is going to end up. But that bump is gonna cost him because he stayed at range 1 of Molar Metal, which gets to shoot. Smart move actually
Yeah, it's
to have this strategy
tricky.
of going straight at, and if you survive, then it pays off.
All right. As as some of you viewers are commenting, it is true that right now we are struggling a bit with the frame rate, and we are trying to see if we can find a solution to it. For now, we'll have to live with the darkness. Yeah, it's going to be a bumpy ride in the center top. Let's see if any one of them manages to get away from there.
So the lower pile skills have moved.
Now
This would be Zeta leader and
smaller. They're going to, let's see if Zeta leader, is he managing to go around?
but the position that we really want to see is backdraft and quick draw.
Yeah.
Because if they get to shoot, they will bring down a ship this turn.
Yeah, no, definitely.
All right, so backdraft just straight ahead to speed 2, and well, it's not bad. He will put some crits.
Yeah, but is he? Yeah.
He needs to decide if he's going to rage or just focus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did manage to clear, and he was adamant on just getting the hell out of there, and seems content with just peppering from his rear arc.
Yeah. It's better than getting more stress. That now is not so easy to shed.
So he has a focus there. Let's see. Quick draw. Is he considering now to?
What could he do? I mean, why is he having some decisions to make before moving it?
Yeah, he has pattern analyzer, right?
Okay, so he just flies through the Omicron.
Yeah, or he. No, but he's is quick draw stressed. Because if no, okay, yes, alright.
This is going to be an interesting resolution if all the TIE fighters that are in the clouds manage to shoot each other, and then there's just a TIE aggressor running away. So Omicron is out. Shot from the rear of quick draw.
Yeah. And now seeing if here's someone in arc there. Does he have? But who is? It's Felix who's measuring for backdraft. What is he trying to see here? He has both ships in arc, no? Both Zeta Leader and Molan Mythal. That.
All right. right, so we've got 4 hits coming from David, most likely from Mauler. And we have 3 damage, and seems like quick draw is no more.
All right.
Ships are falling down. This is turn 3, and there has been a lot of shooting. It seems like David offered the Omicron. He maybe did his job, just try and block and try and allow Mauler Mittel some free snapshots, which was enough to take down quick draw, apparently. So the next turn will leave the other ships to turn around and try to do the rest.
There's 2 damage on Youngster.
And quick draw is out. All right, so you're going back in.
Yes, this has been quite a. It's been quite a bumpy ride. With Felix losing both quick draw and an excellent leader, and with just 1 hull left on Youngster, this might start in particular with a Thai aggressor flying around with a TLT. That might become a bit of an uphill struggle for him. Actually, I thought that was sort of my worry in the first joust, in the first engagement, that Felix would simply wreck David's list. But it looks like David, he actually managed to get out of the first engagement. Of course, losing the Lambda shuttle was not optimal, but
no, but the fact that he survived with 1 hull, so he could still bother and be the target of the next attack.
It was definitely the meat shield strategy that.
Yeah, he offered the Lambda to delay the Alpha Strike, and now that the Alpha Strike is gone, then he can pick them down.
Yeah.
But also, I don't know if now having the Youngster alive makes that much of a difference, because I'm not sure he wants to rage anymore.
No. Yeah, I think that it doesn't really. The role of Youngster is basically it's done and out now, right? Because there's no gain in it anymore.
All right, the players are gonna make their moves, and of course the Thai aggressor is moving away.
Yeah, no, it's definitely David. He's content with just flying the Thai aggressor at range 3 and putting TLT shots into Felix remaining ships.
That's where he is efficient and still safe.
Yeah, exactly. So,
And
getting
after
into the asteroid field, making it difficult for him to pursue, and also getting a bit of cover from the rocks.
then the Youngster He's also not engaged.
Mm. Mm. Yeah.
The Zeta leader is trying to get arc and also stay away from the rock.
Yeah, he'll probably barrel to the side now. Yeah. Just barreling up.
But somehow now it becomes harder to shoot down the ship because concentrating your ships, your attacks, and also with a lot of evade dice.
Yeah, yeah.
If ships are focused, then it becomes hard. So it could actually be a longer game than we thought. It could be won by points if they just decide to stall and to.
If the game ends up being a cat and mouse chase, then it's going to take a while.
Right, and backdraft, anticipating that the aggressor would go down and be in the middle of the cluster. He decided to stay up.
Seeing if we could get some ships in arc.
Alright, but Zeta is trying to get some shots.
And actually manages to put 2 damage in. Is that
Alright, so youngster is definitely dead.
youngsters over and out? That means there's a lot of work to do for backdraft.
Yeah, 3 ships against 1. This
Yeah.
doesn't look good.
Well, backdraft isn't a bad ship, and once he can get ships to chase him, then he becomes dangerous. And of course, still Felix is still having the advantage of the higher PS. Let's see. Doesn't seem like David is in a hurry. Maybe he's content with just sort of slowly picking off backdraft. Maybe he's afraid to go in too aggressively and thereby losing his numerical advantage of both having Mola and Satellite.
Maybe he made his gamble on the approach, and now he's just playing a slow game,
Yeah.
positioning and getting just enough
It's a smart
turn
strategy.
to get arc.
Yeah, it's a smart strategy as well.
Because now it's 1 ship against 3, and who to kill, who to shoot down.
Yeah.
Of course, small or middle would be the best, but
Yeah, but also right now, there is, Mola Mythal and Satellite, they are not easy ships to engage either, with their snapshots and potential damage just moving into the range 1.
yeah, some decisions to be made. This would we could say is the final act. If Felix wants to make a difference, he has to bring down a ship from David.
Yeah, it's it's very much. Of course, it's always dangerous to say game over. before the last ship has been
Is-
removed.
it is still an ace.
Yeah, but I would say that right now, Backdraft and Felix has their work cut out for them. David is really in pole position to take this one home, having lost only his Omicron.
So the aggressor makes his move. First ship.
Let's see if they are getting ready to move.
I'm guessing Backdraft is intending to run to the left, which is kind of the expectation. So Mahler did a 3K.
He wants to. I think the priority right now for David is simply to have arcs on. Keep Backdraft contained and thereby keep peppering him with his snapshot.
Yeah, but he predicted well. He predicted that David expected him to turn left, and he tried to surprise him by going right. So although the aggressor is approaching it, it's a little risky.
Yeah,
There might be range.
Is coming back.
And that looks like 2 hits. I'm gonna spend the focus. Yep. Mahler Mittel took the 3 hits. Couldn't spend focus because he was stressed.
Yeah. Ooh.
So risky move. This is how the game is played.
Yeah. And won. And lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a high risk, high reward play.
Backdraft versus Zeta and the Thai aggressor. Now it's interesting.
If Backdraft would pull through.
All right. Let's see. Sometimes the dice are rolled too fast for us to assess the numbers. We're gonna have Claus checking the shields, which shape the ships are. So still 1 shield. All right.
All right. We are.
So Backdraft is hanging.
Yes. It's definitely it's very close to the end of the game, and in particular with
TLT.
with the TLT from the aggressor coming
That
in
is
now.
probably the weakness of their list.
Yeah. It's actually interesting. David Sandberg's list is a funny, fairly versatile list. It has the plays with the snapshots, and it has the Thai aggressor double edge with the TLT, and then it has the big meat shield with the lambda.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and now trying to run away, but there's no There's nowhere to run.
No, it's he's basically got himself cornered. Now I think that David just needs to keep his ships at on range 3, or at least needs to keep the Tigress at range 3, and move in to get that snapshot with Satellite.
Yeah, let's see. They're not sure how to proceed.
No.
We can see a lot of pink shirts in the background.
That's the Copenhagen X-wing guys that usually wear pink. They're the men in pink.
The men in pink. All right.
It started out as a bit of a local joke. One of our local gamers, Kim Reynolds, he loves pink. All his ships are pink. He's the only guy I know that owns a pink Millennium Falcon.
All right. Maybe we'll have him up on the stream to dissect a closer look at his colorful ships.
Let's see if Felix has some last tricks up his sleeve, or if it is actually the end of the line for him now.
Yeah, he's giving it a good thought.
Yeah. But it's a very difficult situation to be in. If not unwinnable, then at least very, very difficult to pull through from.
I think it's very rare for Imperial players to concede, because even with one shift left, anything can happen.
Yeah.
If this was a Y-wing, I would just save myself the time and maybe go have a sandwich. This will probably be the longest rounds the players have played. There's only 3 ships to consider, but
but the interesting thing is that this is actually where it takes a long time, right? When you are down to very few ships, because now you really need to consider every move. You need to preserve. You can't just risk. Or you can't do that risky move that will rob you of the last ship. And
but considering that the Tigresses try to push some space between him and backdraft, I mean, there's not much he can do to avoid 2 TLD shots.
No, but the main thing is that his main strategy would have to be to get really close to the aggressor. He needs to get into range 1 to get the maximum out of backdraft, but also to let's see.
We got 2 hits, 1 crit.
Yeah.
He focused, but actually didn't need to.
No. Is that Cesar leader taking fire now?
So he's arrived to shoot back.
Yeah.
But we are basically waiting for the aggressor to shoot.
Yeah, that's he just needs to put one damage on him, and then that's game over for Felix and the remaining backdraft.
Yeah, but Zera survived. Probably not in great shape. We should make sure what is the result of that firing, because backdraft is still on the table with 1 hull, and Zeta leader is probably also damaged. You can see Claus is up on the stream. It's not easy to catch him, but every now and then he has to go and confirm the shields and the damage.
Game over.
Game over.
He just snapshot the backdraft.
Yeah, and
As predicted, Felix he simply couldn't stand the ultimate pressure of being at a numerical disadvantage. Backdraft died to a snapshot from Satellite.
so it's one of those moves you can't do anything about.
Yeah.
You're not in combat phase yet, and you're already being shot.
Yeah, you move and that's it, right?
It's quite a smart move. Also, the fact that your lightweight frame doesn't even help you.
Yeah,
You don't get the extra dice.
No, exactly. Yeah, that's the first round of the Nordics 2017. This is the live stream with Claus Staal.
And Angelo Gonzalez.
Once again, we would like to apologize for the bad stream right now. We will be working on improving the quality of the stream so that we can broadcast to all of you guys who have not had the possibility to come here. In total, 115 players will be fighting it out over the next 2 days. Flight 1 on Friday today, and tomorrow we'll have another 60-something players coming in, so a total of 115, making this the largest Nordics event ever to be held in X-Wing. We're very proud to have been invited to stream. We'll be streaming all day, all 6 rounds, and we will be streaming tomorrow as well. But for now, we would like to sign off, and we'll be back when the next round begins.
See you soon.
Are we sure that the sound follows the lag? No, it doesn't work, right? The sound, we actually, for instance, we ended the game before they were actually done.
Yeah, we should follow this.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And they were about. I mean, I saw a hand for the handshake, and then I saw the papers.
Okay, no, but what I mean is that when we follow this one, our voice is actually it's ahead of the stream. Our voice is not lagging as well.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's not. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it's not. Why? Why is it that? I mean, what would the technical reason be behind the lag of the sound? Sound almost never lags. It's always the.
Yeah, it's weird. It's because, of course, images are much more data.
We have to talk to them about the stream quality.
Yeah.
Because it's impossible this way. We have to ask if there's someone who has an unlimited scheme on their phone or something. Because the problem is I'm running off the school, and mine the school doesn't have unlimited in their program, and it would end up cost us a lot of money. Actually, the school a lot of money. I'll just go and talk to them and hear.
It would be amazing if we could switch. then basically having TLT made the difference.
Okay.
Because I mean, 9 TIE fighters, you just have the one with TLT going around. No one shoots him because he's in the rocks, and he brings everybody